Yo, what's up? Welcome in. Here. Okay. Do you believe in God? Yes, I do. W. Okay. You guys keep talking about that. I'm gonna start spinning my wheel. How's that? What we got today? Charizard. I forgot I was gonna add. It's just gonna be Pokemon. Is this before I did that? Didn't save it. It's fine. And if you don't, why not? Alright, hold on. Do me, believe in God? No, I don't. But I am more than willing to waste your time trying to convince me otherwise. Charizard. Why? Why would I? Convince me I should. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I probably know more about it than you do. Save it as character wheel Wednesday. Oh, this is 8. Oh. You guys suffered so much just so we could be saved. Okay. Lots of people have died and suffered. Who's to say they didn't do that for me too? There we go. Alright, let me get a Charizard reference. There. This is my... This. No. This. Sorry, I need to get this up sooner. This. But they didn't do it for you. You can't tell me they didn't. There's a lot of people I know who have died. Maybe they did do that for me. How do you think the world got here? I believe that the Big Bang is real. And I believe there's more proof of that than a guy who waved his hands and said, here you go. That's just me. You can have your own opinion. There's gotta be a better angle on him. Let's do this one. Smash Bro. That looks like it's from Smash Brawl, probably. Hello, welcome in. You believe the bang spawned out of nowhere? Doesn't seem very logical to me. Rocks hit each other and then boom, world seems sus. It wasn't two rocks hitting each other. There were molecules in space that, I don't know if you know about the theory of probability, but if there's odds that anything is going to happen at all over a long enough period of time, it will. That's just how it works. And so, because time is just so infinite, there was very high odds that eventually something was going to happen, and it did. That's it. I think it's higher likelihood that we are in a simulation than it is that there is a God. Anyway. The molecules were always there. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. Please, read a science book. Time is just the way we experience the universe. I don't know what to tell you about that. I feel like you're stretching, and you don't have any proof otherwise. Prove to me there is a God. I can't prove there isn't. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Bible, that's proof. A book is not proof. A book was written by people. That is insane. You cannot claim that. That is crazy. That is a crazy thing to say. It was written 2,000 years ago, by the way. So, like, not even all of time has there been the belief in this one God. So you're telling me that if there is a God, he only told us about him 2,000 years ago, out of all of our existence as humans? Perfectly fine. And I'm super happy to continue this conversation. So please waste your time on me, because it's not going to change my mind, and it's better than you wasting your time on somebody else who might be swayed otherwise through your very malicious intent. Honestly, you are trying to force something on other people without their knowledge, and it's pretty gross, actually. So continue doing it if you want to me, because I don't care, because I'm wasting your time. That's fine. And I'll tell you right now, you're wasting your time. Oop, that is not sorry. Do you believe in George Washington? I didn't see him, but other people did. He is a documented person in history. We have his bones somewhere, I'm sure. There is proof of that. Do we have God's bones? That is, your logic does not hold in any sense. We don't even have Jesus's bones. Isn't that weird? Kind of convenient, isn't it? Almost like. Anyway, continue. Documented in a book, other people saw Jesus. Okay. Hey, you ever read Twilight? You ever see Jacob transform into a werewolf? I didn't think so. It's in a book, though. Must have happened. Crazy thing to say. Crazy thing to say. Books are not proof. Books are not proof. Historical evidence is proof. But a Bible is not historical evidence. It is written by several different people over several hundreds of years, passed down through word of mouth, very easily telephoned incorrect information. I don't know what to tell you. I know what the book says he did. He doesn't have I don't have time for this. I'm going to start on this. I'm going to start on Charizard. You can keep yelling at me all you want in the comments. You're not going to change my mind. I've studied it extensively, further than you. I was raised Catholic. There's no shot you're going to convince me. Because most of my chat has been popping off, actually, so I'm glad. This is great. Bring your friends. They can try and convince me too. Anything to that. What's the difference? I was also raised Catholic. How do you know more? Respect your beliefs. I just like to argue. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're allowed to have your belief. And that's the thing. I'm not telling you that you have to do anything. I'm just suggesting that there are more books to read. Citation is the difference. Citation is the difference. The Bible does not have research. It was written by random people. They are not scientists. They cannot back it up when compared to other historical documents. There is no proof that Jesus existed in the context of the time. There are no other books that facilitate his existence. That is the proof. George Washington is facilitated by many other books. There are several other documented instances. Other countries have proof that he existed. They interacted with him for foreign policy. Jesus did not exist in the sense that he was documented by anybody other than people from the Bible. That is it. There is no documentation of his execution, in fact. Don't know if you knew that. Smiling. Forward facing Charizard. feel. God, I love rage baiting. You're doing a great job, Charlie. This is my cousin. Welcome in. We both don't like Mariah. It's not that I don't like Mariah. It's that she's just not my cup of tea. She's a great person, it seems. I love what she does. I love that she has the art tutorials and the art books. That's really awesome. It's just not my vibe. If it was a YouTuber that I was going to watch. Sounds like Charlie agrees. Charlie also said not my vibe. Listen, I'll admit, Big Bang Theory, right? There's a theorem. There's evidence to then sustain the theory, but there's not enough evidence to prove it 100%. That is the difference between the Big Bang and God, right? And let me ask you this. Why is your God the correct one? There are a lot of religions with a lot of different gods. Why is yours right? There are a lot of other books. There's the Quran, there's the Torah, a lot of different books that aren't the Bible. Just gonna put that out there. Something to consider. I was locked in. Thank you very much. All right, you're gonna deny that's crazy. Is he even here anymore? I think he left. But you can't deny evolution in the same breath. We have proof of evolution. We have proof of that. That is documented very well. Crazy. Popularity does not equate to correctness. That I need you to understand that. Everybody thought that the Earth was flat. There are still people who think that the Earth is flat, but the majority of people thought that the Earth was flat at some point. That didn't make it right. Science makes things right. We have research for things. You can believe in your religion, that's fine. But if you force it on other people, that's when it's a problem. I don't like that person who came in here and was forcing it on people. I'm glad there was nobody else in here who was influential, easily influenced by such insincerity in the first place. It is just trying to push some agenda. I'm sure he's some evangelical, which, whatever. You're allowed your beliefs. I'm not shitting on your beliefs. I'm telling you mine. And disproving the things that he was trying to use to disprove my beliefs. Anyway. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry you were harassing me. You weren't harassing me. It's okay. I know that you weren't. I know you're a kind person. You wouldn't be here otherwise. There's a reason he left. Oh, also, I learned about the Bible recently, and sorry, not that I discovered the Bible. I learned a fact about the Bible and why it was the most sold. And I guessed at it, and I was correct. The reason that it was the most sold book is because in, I want to say like the late 1800s, there was an evangelical group that would travel around and just leave Bibles scattered around. And they started leaving them in places where people were in unfortunate positions. People like at bus stops or, train stations. I guess, did they have buses back then? I don't know. Train stations, places where people who were underprivileged would end up so that they would have something to read, potentially turn to God, right? And then they started putting them in hotels and motels. And so in them leaving them around, that kind of just became a thing. And then hotels, when they would open a new hotel, they would just buy a bunch of Bibles. And so that's why it's the most sold, is because it's in every single hotel room imaginable. Not that there's people who own them, but that they exist in a random hotel room that is uninhabited potentially. As further evidence of the fact that just because it's a well-sold book doesn't mean that it's done anything. Anyway. Let's spin the wheel, shall we? Dang it, I almost got Roxas. I wanted to do his hair. Jinx, I believe, is from... I like random facts with Cullen. I like random facts. If there's ever anything that I'm curious about on here, I will just divert entirely from what I'm doing and find a fact. I will research it and learn, and then I know more. It's great to have curiosity. And access to the answers. Jinx is from Arcane, I believe. Yeah. Which, I wanted to study their art style because they have some really cool stuff in Arcane. I haven't actually seen Arcane. And that might be crazy coming from an animator, when everybody was talking about it so much. But I just have a hard time sitting down and dedicating my time to binging a show if I'm doing it alone. I'm better at doing it when I have the dedication of another person with me. So, that's why I haven't seen it. I also haven't seen Love, Death, and Robots. That's another thing. The only reason I've been watching so many of my animated movies on my list is because I've been watching with a friend, and it's been great for both of us that we're able to just chug through them. Sometimes we'll do 2 every night. And, eventually we'll run out, and then we'll have to go to live-action movies, which I have plenty of those, too. So maybe we can do shows. I actually got him to start watching The Amazing Digital Circus. That is one that I watched because it was on YouTube, and I'm just always on YouTube. I'm trying to find... I forgot that Arcane was based off of League of Legends. So I'm finding a lot of League of Legends concept art and not show concept art. I keep doing the wrong button. That's it. Okay. Let me do a practice on her just because she's a little more complicated than Charizard, who is just like boxes. She's actually a human with a face. So that's going to take me some more effort. I'm still brain dead from school. You can request characters. Yes, you can. You are allowed to request characters, but I might have already done them, so run them past me and I'll let you know. Luffy. How do I not have Luffy? I don't think I have Luffy on the wheel. That's a good one. Let me double check. I cannot believe I don't have Luffy. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's crazy. Because that's like one of the go-tos when it comes to a unique style, and that's kind of what I'm going for here, is like emulating other styles of cartoons in my own, being able to mimic it myself with my own abilities, right? All right, Monkey D. Luffy is on there. Monkey D. Luffy. Or as Jake Paul would say, Logan Paul would say, Monkey the Luffy. Storytime anime. That'll be fun. I should do anime reviews is what I should do. What's your favorite anime? That's really tough. I'm gonna go with... I'm gonna say Soul Eater right now, just because there is a remake coming. And the only reason that Soul Eater isn't my favorite is because they kind of rushed the ending of the original, and I really hope they take their time and actually follow the manga and give it enough space to breathe, because the ending was rough. But I know that the manga rips so sick. And so, yeah, I think it's got to be Soul Eater. That's just my comfort anime. I will say Mob Psycho is phenomenal, so that's definitely up there, probably top 3. And Cowboy Bebop is absolutely up there, also top 3. I don't know which one beats the other one, just because they're so different. Mob Psycho is beautiful in their dynamic animation sequences. Cowboy Bebop has more of the human element of the emotion, but Mob Psycho also has that. I think Mob Psycho would beat out Cowboy Bebop just a little bit, if I'm being honest. Just because, well, Cowboy Bebop has good sequences too. I don't know. And the style, the universe that it's set in, Cowboy Bebop has that element to it too. Just such a unique world, such iconic moments. Yeah. Akira is my favorite anime movie, I'll say that. I think Akira might be my favorite movie of all time. And it's technically an anime, but it's not like a series, so I won't count that for anime. BRB. I like One Piece, Demon Slayer, and Hunter x Hunter. I watched the original Hunter x Hunter up until it ended. Like, I watched the full original series, and then people told me to watch the new one, and then I was just like, well, I just watched all of this. I don't know where to pick back up, and I also didn't want to miss anything, so I still wanted to watch all the episodes, but I haven't gotten back into it. I tried One Piece. I think I got like 160 episodes in-ish. But then I fell off just because I've been working on projects that I've actually needed to focus on, and I was kind of putting One Piece on the side, so I could, because there's a lot of filler in One Piece, and so I recognized that I wasn't gonna fully need to pay attention for the most part, and I could kind of just like go through all the dialogue and like the events that were happening, just ambiently, kind of glancing over the screen. But then when there was an action sequence, I would actually focus on that. But I've been working on so many projects that I don't want to do that right now. I got potato chips. Yummy. And Demon Slayer, beautiful, but I think it lacks substance from what I've seen. Personally, like the initial hook of him trying to find his sister, no, cure his sister. The initial hook of him trying to cure his sister was really good. But they kind of yada yada that really quick, and we're just like, oh, it's actually not a problem, and actually it's good that she's a demon. So, yeah. And the other characters, I think they were too gimmicky. They didn't really stand out as actual characters to me. Whereas, like, My Hero has some of those characters that are gimmicky, but they do a really good job of, like, keeping them in the background. And then they have actual characters who have depth and connect to the main story, so that they can like split their focus of, all right, this is going to be silly because this guy's in it, this is going to be serious because these guys are in it, right? But Demon Slayer, they're just always in it, and it's like, I also didn't see too much character development from what I've heard. Zenitsu, I only watched like season 1. I don't even think I watched any of the anime movies. But from what I've heard, Zenitsu is still, like, he has to go unconscious to use his power, and it's like, it's cute for a minute, but like, it would be great if he had any skill outside of that. Because like, I'm thinking of an equivalent character like in Naruto with Rock Lee, where he has, like, he can keep his own normally, but then he has an advanced form where he passes out, or does Drunken Master technique and beats ass. So I feel like they needed to do more of that with Zenitsu, where he was still competent normally, but I feel like he just doesn't help at all, from what I've seen anyway. I'm reading One Piece because I can read faster than I can watch. That's fair. I've heard I should read One Piece instead, so I might do that, but we'll see. Anyway, let's practice Jinx. I keep pressing the wrong button because I've been doing a lot of animating in Toon Boom, and so my shortcuts are different. What's her face shape? It's like kind of round. I feel like I'm gonna end up going this way, which is a very sharp jawline with fairly rounded cheek. honestly, you can always tell what the character's like iconic spots are on their face. Like they have something that stands out that's just slightly different than another anime character that you can tell the difference in. And I would say her eyebrows and her braided hair is probably the standout for her. Yeah, hairline's gonna be a little weird, but I'll figure it out. I'm gonna do lipstick. I feel like that gets confusing because I'm not using color, so I can't differentiate the seam of the mouth with the lips of the mouth. But I can still do like something like that. Looks like a chin kind of comes back. Also, it looks like her hair stays on the left side. I'm imagining that this is either a swapped image, like they flipped it in the game for the sake of like the posing with these titles. Like if it's a Ditto match and you have the characters lined up against each other and you just have the opposite images. Or they switch her hair like they do with Mickey Mouse, where they try and keep it as like the silhouette on either side. I'm not sure. Yeah. Hello. Guess who's back? Back again. This girl looks badass. She is. I need to get a drawing iPad. I remember the one I got it cheap for a tablet, and it comes with a lot of stuff. Ooh. Yeah, I use my iPad for like when I'm on the go, but luckily enough, I was able to afford a desktop tablet, and it's really nice to have a screen. I used to have one that was just like this big, and it connected to my laptop, but it was just a slate essentially, so I had to like hand-eye coordinate what I was looking at on the screen, which I can do with this tablet, but I don't see there's no advantage to that in my opinion. Z, where'd you get it from? Hey Charlie, Amazon. I'll send you a link on Pinterest. Is it our cousin? I believe it is your cousin. Welcome in. I have a whole family in my chat. Bring your parents. Alright. Yeah, I can do the braid. I want to break down her hair shape too, because she's got really cool, like, these little wispies that go up. And I don't want to forget about those. So I think instead of a circle for the hair, I'm going to do like this, so then it's just kind of built in. Ish. I would probably place that hair somewhere else so that it's not interrupting the flow of her face, but this is just a test, so I can try and gauge where I'm gonna put stuff. Let's get rid of that. Still in Toon Boom mode. I also just recognized that I did that. Also, I have to leave at exactly 5:30, so if I leave very quickly, I apologize. But I got places to be. Okay. We're gonna run it. We're gonna see what I can get done. A little worried about it. She's got some complexities to her. Her hair is very cool, but it's very complicated, and I haven't studied it enough to really nail it. But that's just... Got a family reunion in the chat. We should make Jasper. Please, the more the merrier. I'm gonna have a full family of 20 in my chat. Okay, Here we go. I'm running it. Let's go Jinx. Oh, thank goodness. I feel like I excel at profile shots. I could be wrong. I don't want to jinx myself. Ha! Jinx. Maybe don't show Jasper my stuff. I'm gonna be saying stupid shit like that. Did it. I almost zoomed in with the wrong button. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think she's recognizable. That's the problem, is I just have to be able to make it recognizable. I don't know her nose well enough. It's actually really... rough. There we go, I gotta remember that. Eh, not so great. Well, he's blocking most of his face with the phone. I see the chat blowing up, and I apologize that I'm not responding. We'll get to the new members, there are new people here. Of her hair anyway. It reminds me of the guy from Gurren Lagann, the big bro. I forget his actual name. Like if I just left it there without the braid, pretty similar. Bad at the looking up. A lot of math that goes into the looking up angle. Running out of time. That. small as well. You know, my other issue, my pen was too big in reference to what I was trying to get done with the detail. You ever draw a line and then know that it was a better line than what you drew next? Did it? Right? They're very small. I have like 4 more. Okay. I don't know what the back of her head looks like either. It's probably like a feathered bat. Her hair is pulled tight like that. Yep. Great. Finding myself in. I draw the ear a little bit, and we'll just do grade that. Right, that's why we practice. Then we can get better, make something better next time. Eve in the canon is a very depressed character. I don't know that she would ever smile like this, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I also don't know if I'm doing the right side for her hair, you know? That one's probably my better one. Realizing I probably should have warmed up in some way, shape, or form. Now I'm getting in a groove, but I realized that all my other ones before this were not great. So Thanks. That one's probably a better one. That one's not bad. I got 4, 5 profile shots, so eventually I was gonna get better. Alright, let's catch up with the chat. Got a lot of people in here. What's up? Text him, not part of this conversation. Sent him the link. Watch later. More 50 than 20. Exactly 20 if I invite all my cousins. 50? Wow. I've got a decent sized family. Yo, what's up? Welcome in, Wolvern. Decent sized family, but 50 is wild. He says stupid stuff all the time. Me too. What is this? This is my stream. Don't leak my name. It's on the screen. Person with the name you can request characters for. You were not here last Wednesday. Explain. Oh, yeah. I was out of town. I was on vacation. I just didn't want to say that I was out of town so that people wouldn't try and track me down and break into my house while it was unguarded, so that's why. I'm trying to get XP. Oh, you're trying to farm so you're number 1 on my chat? It doesn't get you anything. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I could put that up on the top so that it's on screen and you can be like the number 1 chatter and then people can fight and add engagement. I'm thinking. My yard canning. Nice. It's the UV. What is this music? This is just YouTube licensing free music because I used to use the Lo-Fi Hip Hop Girl, but last stream that I did, I got flagged and it cut my stream off without like telling me to, hey, stop using this music. It just immediately cut it off, which I thought it was just for the VODs that it would cut you off, but they're probably using some kind of AI detection system, which wouldn't know that you are allowed to use certain music if it is fair use, and I believe the Lo-Fi Hip Hop Girl has said if you cite her, like if you link to her channel, you're allowed to use her music in streams, is what I read. But I don't know. For whatever reason, I got flagged, so probably because of that. Jasper's boring. Glad you leaked his name again. What is happening? What is this picture? Oh, no, yes. See where she's got pigtails. She has... Does she have she has 2? Oh my god, I just realized she has 2. Should have been here sooner. I was like, her hair looks off, and I don't know why. Because I was only doing 1 braid. Anyway. I was not allowed. I don't know, let me ask. So behind. Sorry. You guys are popping off. I'm happy to have it. I'll get that Snorlax someday. You tried to break into my house. Well, did you take anything? I didn't notice anything gone. I like some of this music. Yeah, this is nice. A little upbeat jazz. You like jazz? I'm gonna break into your house. How did you know my plan? It's getting a little too twangy, but whatever. We're gonna steal your Sonic pictures. No! They're all on my... I post them publicly. You can have them. Print them out. Put them on your wall. I don't care. Ooh, yeah. Don't steal my Pac-Man. That's messed up. Oh, I need to get rid of Jane. Galaga's my game. Don't steal that from me. Don't take this from me. Ooh! Ooh! We got Susie! We got Susie from Deltarune. I love Susie. Oops. Why did I do that? There we go. Susie's so fun. She would be a terrible friend, but she's so fun as a character that I don't have to actually interact with. Not a good person. I know it takes some character development, I get it. But like... not a good friend, initially. I wouldn't... the whole thing of her character is that she distances herself from other people by being mean. I get it. I understand the themes, and it's a way to teach you that maybe you should just have to let people warm up to you, and then they'll open up, and then they'll be nice, and you can convince them to not be the person that they've become. Whatever. Anywho, let me find some pictures of her. I found a picture of bald Susie. Somebody removed her hair. I like this one. Let's do... There's some really good fan art of Susie. I like this one. I love that all of these are teeny tiny because it's pixel art, so it can be teeny tiny. Let's do... There's one artist I follow who does a bunch of Deltarune stuff on Instagram, and they have some really cool designs. See if I can find... Google is not cooperating with fan art. Oh, I need this expression for sure. Really good expression. I also love that her eyes are like white through her hair. When her hair is in her face, you can still see her eyes. It's like an anime girl. Very funny. Where's another... Oh, that's good cosplay. I should just look up the artist on Instagram and find her. I fear that this one is phenomenal. Let me put that on screen and cite my sources. Ooh. Hold, please. Phone call? Oh, I am. Sorry, buddy. Can't take that right now. Dang it. Where'd it go? That one's okay. I'm gonna remove it real quick. I'm gonna take this out of my playlist because I fucking hate this song. Because it's always it's what plays during the ad pop-ups of like, take our quiz so we know to play. What movie have you seen recently out of these 5? Help YouTube advertise more shit to you. I hate that. Alright, I'm just gonna put this one on here so that... No, I need some kind of, like, how to get her in 3D. Because her face is gonna be moving in 3D. Shit. I'm just gonna do this one. I'll figure it out. No fan art. Never mind. Change mine. I love that you guys are still trying to get everybody in here. You got any pets? I do not have pets. But I have a lot of friends who have pets. My friend that I watch movies with all the time, he has a cat that I adore. She's this little black cat, and she looks like every cat from a Ghibli film. Just that skinny little black cat that has no mass to her whatsoever, and her head is like a big triangle. Adorable. Cutest thing I've ever seen. But can't get a cat. My mom's allergic. Can't do that. I drew an Among Us character as an anime character. Interesting. Like with the anime eyes? I'm not sure how that would work. You can join the Discord and post it in there. That's awesome. He did. It's great. Thinking about the music ads. Let me get some water. Need water. You're welcome. Drink your water. Drink your Ovaltine. Okay. Alright, let's put Susie up. Susie got a jingle problem on her hands. Okay. Love Susie's character. Her design is really good too. It's very punk rock. Almost hit the wrong thing. I like this song. This is nice. Okay. I'm gonna really try and push when I get an emotion or an expression from the real person. I'm gonna try and push it to this level of expression, if I can. I'm trying to hit that. I would make Charlie post my art. Yeah, you could do that too. When you get to meet Logan. Logan will probably not be able to be on stream. He's got an actual day job. But he is on standby whenever we have any kind of 3D animation stuff. I will try and get him in a video soon. I want to try and do some more studio, like, behind the scenes stuff, more studio, like, process. The one time that I had an actual client that I worked with, how that went, for the sake of anybody else who gets clients for animation and doesn't know what to do, or maybe how to get clients. I think that would be cool. And I can sit down with Logan. But yeah, that'll be a minute. I've got a couple other videos I want to make. I still need to put out more videos, and I apologize for not being more keeping up with that more. But I'll do that. As a job, that sucks. Who's Logan? Logan is the co-owner of my studio. My Good Bit Studio. Good Bit Studio. It's my animation studio. And he's my best friend, and has been for quite a while, although he hated me initially. It was a very funny story. I stole his best friend. I was the new kid in 2nd grade, and his best friend wanted to play Star Wars with me. He was very nice that he was so willing to allow me into their circle of friends, because I was the new kid. And I had a lot to offer. I was really good at fighting Star Wars, imaginary, playing on the playground. I was really good at it. So he wanted me to play with him. And Logan hated me for that, because I stole his friend. There's a lot of me to go around. There was no competition. I didn't even realize that he hated me, honestly. I didn't know that it was a matter of, like, he could only have one friend. So I was completely oblivious to the fact that Logan didn't like me. I just know that he, like, stopped hanging out when I would come around. And, yeah. But, he got over it. You guys have a Logan. I also have a Logan. The Logan I know is someone I don't know. Logan is the goat. My Logan's the goat. Your Logan might be greatest of all. Next time, I don't know. Alright, let's do Susie. I didn't practice. Shit. This is gonna suck. She has like a bean face. Yes, there it is. That's the one. Okay, and her eyes are... there, and she has this little tuft. I like that little tuft up there, and then she's got like this helmet hair, and then it comes down, and it's like this. And she has a little bang here. Now, luckily, she's not a human. It's not super difficult, but we're gonna work on the hair. Yeah. Try and keep a silhouette. Did that on purpose as a bit, but it didn't look great. Oh. 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 I kind of like the idea of just not giving her an eye there. But she doesn't have an eye in a lot of these. Well, some of them. Normal doesn't have an eye. The other thing is, it's just like on her face. It doesn't come off. Her mouth doesn't open unless it's like the scary like jaw, you know? Yeah, something like that. I like that. I like that one. That one's good. Shape. There we go. Just the head on Susie. I love her hair. Hair is phenomenal. She's very Marceline coded, I think. Now that I think about it, and I love Marceline, so that's probably why I love Susie. Yeah. Harry, leave the hairy guy alone. He just doesn't look at the camera ever, which is my problem with him. Ooh, ooh, ooh! I have the opportunity if I can remember what her mouth looks like. That I think that's cool. Yeah, that's the emotion that this pose is giving. Okay, let me turn the music. I definitely have more songs. Okay, whatever. Play. There we go. How many more do I got? 3 more. I think I got room. Did it. Almost did it. Almost hit the wrong button. Here. Why do these songs keep stopping? Am I am I hitting a shortcut? Maybe I have a shortcut. We'll find out. We'll find out. Sucks. Alright. I'm gonna go do something else, please. Bye. Bye. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. I love pixel art. I sent my commission to get looked at by the customer. That's cool. I can focus on this for a little bit. Nice. Frozen berry citrus. Okay. Good Susie. Thank you very much. Nice drawings. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's get rid of Susie. Bye, Susie. Okay. Let's spin the wheel. That was why I was late, by the way. Oh, you're good. You got stuff to take care of. Ooh, almost landed on Luffy. David. Anybody know who David is? Because I do. Oh god, such a good scene. So cool. Oh, one of the better stories that I've seen, like, ever. I think that it was a very it was like a succinct version of, I don't know if anybody's ever seen Akame ga Kill, but that has a very specific, like, the characters have very sad endings. Cyberpunk Edgerunners had a very similar vibe to it, but it was so interwoven into the story that it felt so much more natural. Like, Akame ga Kill felt like they did it on purpose to make you feel bad, but Cyberpunk Edgerunners that was just how they were living. That was just what was going to happen in one way or another. It wasn't like destiny or anything. It was just happenstance, and it was time. There was no predetermined anything. Sorry if I didn't already say it. It's David from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Also, one of my favorite anime. That is really up there, and I can't believe I forgot about it. Whoever that was asking. Find one. He's really angry. I'm noticing he's angry for some reason. If you haven't seen the series, there's a very specific reason why he just, like, kind of loses it. Ooh, there's a happy. I have a neutral. I have a frustrated. Let me see if I can find an angry specifically. There's an angry. I'll do that one instead, because it's also a profile. Okay, cool. Love David. What happened? Okay. Figure out. I always press the wrong button. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. What? Okay. Luffy. Luffy was very close, and it seems like every time somebody recommends me a character, I have in the past gotten that character the day that they watched, and it was like the one time that they actually watched me, and it's very funny. Out of the 100 characters on the wheel, that for whatever reason I happen to get the characters that you guys wanted. Day of, anyway. Because I try and reinforce the policy of, like, if you're not here, I'm not going to do the character, just because I imagine you want to see it if you've requested it, right? But also, if it's a character that I don't know specifically, then I don't really have any incentive to do it. If it's not, like, a unique character, I was getting a couple that were just kind of basic anime type characters. But, like, Luffy, I would do off if you weren't here, because that's a good recommendation, and he has a unique style, so that does actually help me a lot. Actually didn't like that anime. Really? Look at you. Not just tomatoes. You're fine. You're allowed to have your opinion on it. Top 3 YouTuber. Thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure you get your family to like. You're good. Love the character designs. You didn't like the story. Interesting. So much I left like midway through the series. Wow, interesting. Glad I got here in time for James. You got it. I'm trying to think. It is a bummer of a story because it is just like a rags to riches to rags. Not even rags to rich. Well, I guess he does get kind of rich, but I really enjoyed it because it was like very similar to like a crime syndicate movie. It was like a almost I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, but I imagine that's what it is, where it's like a bunch of criminals coming together, fighting the system, unjust, you know. It helped that I played the game first, so I knew the air of like actually, did I play the game first? Maybe I got the game after I watched it. Beautiful universe. I really love it. For some reason I knew the idea of like there's a very distinct and fractured separation between people who are not of money and people who are of money. Like, they very specifically are just like, you're either a corpo or you're a street rat. I don't remember what the term is. It was like street something. And the story with him and his mom, it was very cute. I loved that. It was very sad, but that hooked me. I was like, okay, he lost everything. He has nowhere to go but up. I know where this guy is at mentally. So, let me practice David. There's also some really good scenes, like this scene, phenomenal. Bar none. Like, I don't know if there's ever been anything more iconic. It's on the level of like what's his name from Full Metal Alchemist? I always get him mixed up. It's shit, I'm blanking. This is embarrassing. I haven't watched it in a while. There's Alphonse, and that's his brother, and A, B, C, D, E, F. I want to say Ein. I know it's not Ein. That's the dog from Cowboy Bebop. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Didn't work. Edward, thank you. If you ever... This works for me really well. If I forget a name, I always do the alphabet. I just do A, B, C, D, all the way down. Oftentimes, I'm able to get it. If it doesn't work the first time, I go through several times. I just didn't want you to have to sit there and wait until I figured it out. But yeah, it's a very similar... The Edward sitting with God in the White Room is the vibe that I got from this scene with David. Super cool. Really good characters, too. Like, the character development was pretty solid. I forget the girl's name. I want to say Sophia? No. Sonia? That one I just genuinely forget. I haven't seen it in a while. I forgot about his nose. I'll probably just do the 2 lines for his nose. Very specifically. Hair is gonna be... It's funny, I didn't get his hair in either of these shots. His hair is gonna be the defining factor for him. He has very cool hair, very specific hair. Massive list of pros. I was excited for the first chord of the opening kind of thing. Gotcha. Visually amazing. Yes, it is. I don't hate tragic stories. That's kind of your bread and butter. Just didn't work. Interesting. Lucy, thank you. Well, I'm not gonna force you to watch it. So beautiful though. I love cyberpunk as a genre. Play the TTRPG. Interesting. Well, I'm sorry that it didn't live up to your expectations. Is that possible that it was just like overhyped for you potentially? I need to find a better picture of his hair. It's pretty iconic. Yeah, let's do this. I need that. There we go. Okay, so let me do the picture that I made. So he's gonna have just like a widow's peak. Curve down to the ears, and then he's got these two little spikes on the side, which is very funny. And then pretty big spikes. It's almost like Gon's hair from Hunter x Hunter. And then maybe some more spikes in there. But yeah, let me erase this and see if I have the length correct. I feel like the circle's throwing it off. Ish. Oop, almost threw my pen. I will say, ending's really good. Oh, I didn't do his eyebrows either. That helps too. Ending is phenomenal. It's like a full circle. Everything happens. I'm not gonna do his little. What is that called? I feel like I learned that one time and I just forget about it. Anyway. This one because I like it for my own sake. Okay. Favorite. They're having their own conversation. Overhyped, maybe. I just didn't like how it started as a warning against addiction to cybernetics, and midway, David just ignores everything. Oh, okay. That's fair. I get it. It seems like a contradiction. Yes, that I get that. It's like it goes against his character. And to me, that was. I think they handled it pretty well because there are often times where like. Listen, I totally understand where you're coming from because I had the same reaction to Eren Yeager, where he immediately went just from like normal kid to like I'm gonna kill everybody, right? So if you don't feel that same connection to that character in that moment, if you don't feel like they're justified, that's a hard switch to activate later, right? So if you aren't on board with it, totally get it. That makes total sense. But for me, I saw it as like when he started doing it, he was like, truly. Fuck it, I have absolutely nothing to live for unless I do this. So that's where I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I've not been there specifically, but I've had that fuck it moment a couple of times where I'm just like, you know what? If this doesn't happen, too fucking bad. But yeah. have to hang out in my room because someone broke the TV. Oh no, it wasn't me. I didn't sneak in and break your TV. Found out that Lucy's role becomes the Princess Peach of the universe, and that's heartbreaking because she's really cool. Yes, she does become a damsel in distress, and that is disappointing. She really should have been able to be more. She should have had more authority over the narrative. So that does suck, and I do agree with that. I'm trying to think what they probably were going for, you know? But it does kind of fall flat. It honestly feels like they just wanted somebody to back away from that lifestyle to have someone be able to continue. Because, like, they didn't really touch on it super hard, but I think it was just a lesson of, like, you're able to come back from this, you're able to turn your life around type of thing. Sometimes you have to experience tragedy to fully move on in another way. Potentially. I will say it was a little lackluster in that regard, but I still love David's story arc is phenomenal. I did break the TV. I was there and I broke the TV, and I apologize, but I won't pay for it. So, all right, I'm gonna start on David. And then I'll probably have time for one more. For anybody who wasn't here, I have to leave at 5:30. So, like on the dot. So if I leave very quickly, then interesting. If I leave abruptly, I apologize, but I gotta see it. I went on vacation to break the TV. Oh, so you've got plenty of money. Okay, then I don't need to buy your TV. You're good. Got it. All right, David. Okay. Oops. Okay. Got this iconic hair, so at the very least it'll be recognizable. I'm spending too much time on the hair is my problem. This hair. Snaked it in. or as complex as I did the, well, I guess a dumbed down version of the. What was that trend? I forget the name of the girl. You know it. When I say it, you'll know it. The one where the guy was like, "Oh, hey, how's my art?" and it was like not great, but like it was a really difficult pose. So a bunch of other artists were like, "Wow, this is really difficult," and then they did it too, and then they didn't realize how hard it would be. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It was very sweet that the whole art community got together and was like, "Oh yeah, that is art." Frieren. Got it. It was Frieren. I forgot that he has shaved sides of his head, so I don't actually draw anything back there. Eh. David has never been this happy. This is closer to Frieren pose. all the way through. Man. Oh, you need that much for the TV. Got it. Okay, I'm all the way back there. Sorry, catching up. You want to draw... Who should you draw? You should draw Sonic eating Sonic chili dog. Everyone who is watching has to like. Yeah. Or I'll ban... No, I'm not gonna ban anybody. Well, I'll ban people if they're mean. Pull up to your birthday party. I'm good. My hands were over the keyboard poised for Frieren. I haven't seen that one. Lots of people recommend it. I also haven't seen that one. And I've heard really good things. A lot of really good animated sequences that are like super actiony and very well animated. But then there's also a lot of slice of life, which is kind of the focus, and it's very peaceful and kind, and I like that. So I'll have to see that. I hope the wheel lands on Lucy. Hi, welcome back. All right, let me get back to the wheel. Let me get rid of Jacob David. Let me get rid of Jacob David. Okay. Who we got? Ooh. Pikachu. Love Pikachu. Okay, cool. Pikachu! Use Thunder Smash. Luffy, please. Sorry. We'll see if I can get through Pikachu fast enough. I'll do one more. Another anime, well, a manga that I started was Witch Hat. Don't know the last word. My friend said it was French. Atelier, I think is what it was. I kept calling it Atelier. I believe it is Atelier, if I'm remembering correctly. Highly recommended. I will tell you that. The illustrations are phenomenal, and the way that they do the magic system is very cute, specifically for people who enjoy art. I will just leave it there, because it is a bit of a reveal, but it is in the first issue. It's in the first issue, so you'll find out very quickly once you start reading it. But it's very cool. I really like the idea. And the characters are cute. I think it has some really good potential, so it is on my list of manga that I will continue buying if I see it in the wild. And I believe somebody in the chat at one point was the one who recommended it to me. So I appreciate that, because that was a good choice. That was a prime pick. In the same way that I will recommend that you watch Tower Dungeon, and that is a prime pick. Sorry, read Tower Dungeon, not watch it. It's not an anime yet. But once I animate it all by myself, it will be. Oh my god. That's adorable, Pikachu. Somebody has Pikachu stuck in a glue trap? Is that what that is? Oh no, it's a drawing of Pikachu on a piece of paper. Oh, it's very clearly AI. I was looking at it small and I couldn't tell, but when I zoomed in on it, he's out of proportion entirely. All of his limbs have extra fuzz on them for no fucking reason. Gross. Bad. Do I have like a... I do have a determined. Pikachu has a surprising variety of facial expressions. I don't know if you've ever watched the anime all the way through, but I believe they actually address the fact that Pikachu has the uncanny ability to mimic any Pokemon. Like, as if he was a Ditto. Um, like he'll morph his face into different Pokemon so that he can like deliver to Ash the idea of whatever Pokemon he had just seen, or some other such and such. Um, but he will just morph his face into any and all Pokemon. It's very interesting that they're just like, yep, that's normal. It is a funny, like, cartoon way of expressing a character who can't talk, allowing them to communicate in a more complex way. It doesn't always work, but a lot of the times the way that they like morph his design to make it, like, I think he mimics a Mudkip at one point, and he like presses his ears together to make the top head fin, and then he like, I don't know if he like stretches out his cheek, he puffs out his cheeks so that he looks a little more round at the very least. Anyway, it's a cute little option for anybody who has a character that's mute that can't communicate to be able to just morph their face, essentially. It's Pikachu. Okay, so for those of you who aren't aware, I have a sordid past with Pikachu. I made a full 1 minute long breakdance video of Pikachu. But he's off model in the animation because his body would not move in the way that I needed it to for some of the dance moves. So I had to make a slight adjustment to his anatomy. So I'm going to do my best to stick to his actual dimensions. So his head is in a circle. It's more of like an oblong. Love the shape of his ears. I will say I got pretty good at drawing his ears, I think. But we'll see. It's like they taper in such a way. I also think his mouth. And there's like depth to it. His eyes do that thing all the time. And just do the eraser for shaping his eyes. Something like that. And I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that being the end result. That one's adorable. Really helpful too for me when they eventually, inevitably, will do top-down view faces. I know they're gonna throw some in there. Also, not sure why I'm listening to industrial sounds in my music, but that's what's playing. Sounds like serial killer background music. Excuse me. Thank you. I assume somebody said bless you. Let me get back up. Ooh, Monkey D. Luffy, that'd be fun. You could draw him too. You read the first 3 chapters of Witch Hat, or of... What was the other one we were talking about? Frieren. It's not in every episode, though. What isn't in every episode? I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. Bless you, bless you. There's some. There's some. There we are. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just say thank you because I'm streaming. Do I say thank you when I'm alone? Sometimes I do. Oh wait, I want to keep those. I'll keep them as examples. Because they're not bad. to prove to people that when I have time, I can make good characters. But when I'm under the time crunch, it is a little more difficult. I feel like people see my stuff and they're like, "This guy's bad at art." It's like, but I did it in a minute. Promise. Actually, let's flank. Okay, let's get started with Pikachu. Kind of difficult with Pikachu is that his eyes are just black dots. So you have to indicate where he's looking based on the angle of his head, more so than anything. I can't indicate that he's looking to the left or right unless I move his pupils, which I can also do that. Just like shift them within the frame of his face. It's another for instance here, I'm gonna have to kind of shift these, shift his eyes. Doesn't really have a neck, so I'm just kind of arbitrarily cutting his head off because he's kind of just all torso, right? His head is his face is just kind of on the top of his torso. You can rotate his head, sure, but there's no real like neckline, right? It's a little odd. Just kind of. Shaped like a football helmet. to me is that Pikachu, mouse, not a rabbit. It's got these big ears. And I've seen the animal that he's based off of, and the animal doesn't have those kinds of ears. It has rounded ears. So I don't know why they decided to do those, but maybe they wanted him to look like a spark plug or something. A wall plug. Here's a facial expression. Yeah. Sounds pretty good. How do I express that he's looking down, you know? Ish. That. How many more I got? 2 more. Alright, I can go pretty big. Yeah, some of those are alright. Happy with them. Okay, I can do one more. What days do you go live? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thank you guys for knowing my schedule. I appreciate you being able to provide the information to new people if they come in. Also, I do need to say, I will not be here on Friday this week. I have something going on, but I will be back next week. Monday, Wednesday, hopefully Friday. Okay, looks like we're hoping for Luffy. Let's spin it for Luffy. What do we got? Oh my god. I'm very sorry. I don't know who this is. That was crazy. I can't believe it teased you like that. I don't know who Flaky is. Flaky. I don't know who that is. Sorry about that. Here's the deal. If anybody can tell me who Flaky is. Oh, it's from, Smiling Friends. Okay. I'll do Smiling Friends. I grew up with Smiling Friends. I'll allow it. I assume it's Flaky, based on their personality that I'm getting from their very brief character design. Okay. She seems nervous. I haven't watched Happy Tree Friends in a while. Hey, there she's smiling. She's happy. And a tree friend. I mean loading images. How big is this image? Spam Luffy. You're gonna have to show up next week, that's all I can say. Please go live Friday, I'm gonna be in the car for 6 hours. I cannot go live on Friday. What the heck? Alright, I'm gonna force click this. Old. It. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, because that didn't take any time at all to upload properly. Okay, we have sad and we have happy. Those are the two emotions this character shows. Okay. this, and then I'm gonna have to leave like right away. What's this? I can't not see Flaky. I keep seeing Flaky. I feel like Flaky should be EY, but maybe I'm wrong. So it's a circle with an oval and Pac-Man. And a heart nose. And that. And some buck teeth. And a tongue. And then some spikes. Longer quills, and they actually go behind her circular head on the back exclusively. So that's all I got. That's all I can do. Oh, she's got little rhomboids, if I can remember to do them, sprinkled throughout. I imagine they're just spikes that are jutting out asymmetrically. Anyway. If I can get this style down. Okay, let's go. So I can get done in time. If I get done ahead of time, then I can properly give you an outro. Drawing subject here, I was just trying to draw her. Do that, I suppose. She doesn't have eyebrows. That's good to know. I feel like she only has one side of the time, but anyhow. Start with the hair. Ears, no nothing. I guess the little line in the middle kind of indicates that the lips kind of come out a little bit, like they're like chipmunk shaped lips, like the little overhang. I recognize that she is in fact a hedgehog, or a porcupine of sorts. Is this the same image? Let's skip that. It's nice that the circle is just in front. I don't have to worry about it. reminding me very much of the porcupine from Sing. Specifically the hair. And I know that there's not really too many options when it comes to hair for a porcupine, considering their whole thing, you know. So I get that, but also it's very like a bunch in one spot, and then like punk rock, stringy, standout hair. I don't even know what to define that as. Where they would like flatten it, put like hairspray so that it sticks out a little bit. I'm thinking of Ibuki from Danganronpa, if anybody's seen that. Oh, I should do Danganronpa characters on here. Cool. Realizing too that the eyes are kind of spread out. You ever draw a line and you're just like, where did that come from, right? That's pretty good. I like that one. I was gonna say I hate drawing straight on cartoon characters, but I think it's very fun to just like work with almost no character model, right? You can just do whatever, and it's just like, yeah, I guess that is what they would look like. As long as they're recognizable, you can kind of get away with a lot. Pretty good on model. I need to spread her eyes out a little more, but other than that, it's solid. Nice to go from a little bit more complex characters like Jinx, and then come back to this character, which is just like 4 or 5 circles. I like to work in some breaks here and there. This is nice. Also, that looks like legs. Hedgehogs had legs like that, I would not like Sonic to play. Oh, I I don't know how I thought I was almost done. It says 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 2 more. Still have room. Down when she's looking up. Okay, cool. That's it. That's Flaky. Whoever's that was. Alright, I'll catch up with the chat real quick and then I will say goodbye. Luffy is a boy, I believe. Luffy is better. I will say Luffy is better than Flaky. Luffy stands for something. Luffy is a pirate, he's against the government, and he's for his friend. And I appreciate that. That is my alarm. Okay, I gotta get going. Hi, welcome in. Unfortunately, I'm leaving. Thanks for the stream. Glad for the great art. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be back next week, Monday, Wednesday. Probably Friday. Anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in, new viewers. I appreciate you spreading the word, inviting everybody in. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, you will next time, so tune in. Goodbye.